Revlon is a leading beauty and cosmetic brand highly renowned throughout the world. Thus, the purpose of this brand audit is to assist Revlon in identifying its strengths and weaknesses to further enhance its brand equity. But first, let's start with a little background on Revlon. It was established in 1932 by brothers Charles and Joseph Revson, alongside chemist C.R. Lackman. Based in New York, Revlon began with a single product, a revolutionary nail enamel that came in colors besides the standard red of the period. Initially targeting the more niche beauty salons with high affordability, Charles decided to enlarge his market to reach more affluent customers by retailing Revlon's products through department stores and selected beauty drugstores, a strategy the company has maintained to this day. Now, Revlon provides an extensive collection of cosmetics, skincare, fragrance, and personal care products to the world. And it has built a brand portfolio that includes the like of Elizabeth Arden, Revlon Color Silk, and other iconic names like American Crew and Juicy Couture. Moving on to brand inventory, we start off with its brand elements. A core brand element to Revlon is its iconic red, based off the color red featured in the company's famous 1950s Revlon Fire and Ice beauty campaign. Many of Revlon's products incorporate this iconic red in its package design, alongside the company's distinguishable logo, an inscription of its name written in all capitals. In terms of brand associations, some positive associations with Revlon include terms like good quality, affordable, trusted, reliable, and vibrant. However, some more negative associations are outdated, old-fashioned, cheap, drugstore, and irrelevant. When it comes to the brand's positioning, Revlon utilizes its legacy to position itself as a trustworthy and reliable brand. Two strong determinants of its product positioning are price and quality, in which, given the brand's extensive prestigious past, is marketed to audiences as great quality but with a higher level of accessibility facilitated by a lower price point. A point of parity is the fact that Revlon is quite similar to other cosmetic companies in the market. All makeup brands tend to release their own rendition of standard makeup products, causing a strong overlap in product ranges that makes individuality a bit challenging. Points of differences, however, definitely include its history as a legacy brand, which is difficult to replicate and elevates its brand prestige and reputation. Revlon also utilizes popular brand ambassadors and unique collaborations to create associations and products exclusive to its brand. Its brand mantra should also be noted, with a Live Boldly theme in its positioning to project an unapologetic, glamorous, empowering, and innovative impression towards female consumers, raising its appeal and integrity within the market. Which brings us to Revlon's target market. Revlon's core target market appears to be women aged between 40 to 54 years old. These are women who feel young, love gaining new experiences, and are comfortable in their own skin. Embracing the Gen X mindset, they tend to be career women with a higher disposable income and strong ambitions. However, to expand its market potential, Revlon has recently focused on a younger target demographic of 25 to 39-year-old women. Recognized as part of Gen Y, these women were raised in an interconnected world, and to them, authenticity is key and flaws are to be embraced. But how has Revlon appealed to these markets with their existing campaigns? To start, Revlon has utilized social media marketing, where it has accumulated a solid social media presence over the years on platforms such as YouTube and Instagram. Of course, traditional advertising is a staple in its approach. Marketing campaigns often include billboards, TV commercials, and magazine prints. These ads are often quite vibrant and energetic, and usually feature the brand's ambassador or products in an attractive manner to align with the brand mantra. Speaking of ambassadors, Revlon employs numerous young, attractive, and popular celebrities to endorse its brands and products. These include the likes of Wonder Woman actress Gal Gadot, plus-size model Ashley Graham, and singer Sophia Carson. These ambassadors are often chosen as they embody important ideals that resonate with the current generation. Similarly, Revlon is open to collaboration with other prominent companies and brands such as DC's Wonder Woman franchise and the Marvelous Miss Maisel to create an exclusive product only available with Revlon to uplift brand equity and potentially gain new customers from its partner. With such a clear vision towards its brand and marketing, who exactly is Revlon up against? Revlon faces many competitors with a similar positioning strategy, such as Maybelline and L'Oreal. However, the cosmetics industry is highly saturated, and with the recent influx of prestige brands, Revlon must now also compete with new high-status names such as Kylie Cosmetics and Anastasia Beverly Hills. So now that we understand the market landscape for the cosmetic industry a little bit, we can conduct further research to gauge where exactly Revlon stands with its consumers. A sample size of 11 consumers, mainly aged 17 to 30, so Revlon's current focus in terms of target market, were questioned to determine their stance on Revlon in regards to the elements listed on the next slide. When it comes to brand awareness, Revlon has successfully created a strong and reputable brand. 100% of respondents had heard of Revlon before, demonstrating an extensive reach when it comes to consumer perception. However, this awareness does not directly correlate to guaranteed usage or positive brand associations, as only 72% of respondents had used Revlon before, and as seen in the word cloud on this next slide, there were quite a few negative associations, such as average, outdated, and drugstore. And when we factor in competitor brands last used by the respondents, Revlon isn't the most commonly purchased option, as Maybelline and NARS takes up this position. Overall, we can conclude that Revlon's brand awareness is quite potent, which can be attributed to its long history as a legacy brand in the cosmetic market. And though the brand does fall off a bit in terms of brand recall and usage, this in no way means Revlon's brand is weak, as a stable presence within the market is still a solid result. However, the current unfavorable brand associations may be a potential threat to brand equity in the future. This brings me to the next segment, its brand performance. 7 key attributes were considered when measuring this factor, seen on the slide. The performance of competitor brands such as Maybelline, L'Oreal, and Kylie Cosmetics were also considered. Based on the table, we can see that Revlon ranked third. Unfortunately, its biggest competitors, Maybelline and L'Oreal, did score minutely higher, and thus could potentially secure a slight edge on Revlon as a purchase option as well. However, this concern is alleviated by the fact that competitors only outperformed Revlon by a small margin. And it should be noted, Revlon is highly regarded for its accessibility, variety, and reputation, the core elements to any cosmetics brand and key to favorable brand equity. Overall, it seems product manufacturing is the biggest issue with Revlon's performance, as attributes like quality and design scored quite poorly. Thus, though the brand's legacy has certainly helped it establish a solid reputation, its actual products are struggling to match the standards of current consumers, which can be detrimental to long-term brand equity. So with an understanding of brand performance, how exactly does that translate into brand imagery? As seen on the slide, respondents were questioned on elements like trustworthiness and relevancy. They were asked to rate their stance towards these elements, with 5 representing strong agreement and 1 representing adamant disagreement. These statements were, of course, applied across competitor brands as well. Comparatively, it seems Revlon does quite poorly in brand imagery. Many respondents strongly disagree with the idea that the brand was trendy and cool, and highly regarded Revlon as irrelevant, outdated, mediocre, and average instead. This reveals there has been a decline in the brand's image compared to its past desirable position in recent years, perhaps due to new era differences in perspectives from the youthful 17 to 30-year-old consumers, with Revlon's standard target market of 40 to 54-year-old women, which can be a substantial detriment to its brand as the market shifts towards these young consumers. However, as previously mentioned, Revlon's legacy status contributes greatly to its perception, as the brand was rated higher in trustworthiness. Because it has been a staple in the industry for so long, there is less doubt shown towards its legitimacy, which contributes positively to brand equity. Now, moving on to brand judgments, where Revlon was assessed on components such as likability, need satisfaction, and advantages. As done previously, respondents were asked to rate the statements from 1 to 5 in contrast to competitors. Looking at the results on the slide, we can see that Revlon's biggest competitor, Maybelline, outperforms it in several components. More people are inclined to agree that Maybelline is liked, satisfies needs, worth the cost, and offers more advantages, whilst remaining more neutral or disagreeing when it comes to Revlon. And this in turn affects whether they would recommend the brand as well. From this, we can infer that consumer judgments and feelings in terms of perceived quality for Revlon is unfortunately slightly low, which can be a huge threat to brand equity in the future. Revlon's current brand and product offering does not seemingly align with the needs and standards of the current young consumers, and thus the company should aim to attach better attributes and experiences in this regard. And this takes us to the final segment, brand resonance, where Revlon's relationship with its consumers was evaluated in terms of loyalty, attachment, and engagement, as seen with the statements on the slide. Respondents were asked to rate these statements from 1 to 5, as done previously. Looking at the results on the next slide, Revlon's brand resonance falls a bit short, especially when compared to main competitor Maybelline. Many expressed disagreement in regards to their loyalty to the brand and would not be proud to tell others that they used Revlon. This reveals that Revlon lacks a meaningful brand relationship with its consumers. There are no strong engagements nor positive attachments towards its current image and products, which can negatively affect brand equity in the future. Consequently, the brand must associate more personal and favorable attributes to its name. perhaps catering towards more valued stances amongst young consumers, such as authenticity. Ultimately, the brand audit reveals several notions about Revlon. The brand has successfully built up its reputation over time for contributing greatly to its brand equity in terms of brand awareness. However, it does come up short in terms of areas of customer perceptions, such as brand image, performance, and judgments. Thank you.